Hello and welcome. Today I'm gonna go ahead and show you the deck I made for you so that you can push and have a nice time in class. So according to the levels and the things you send me, this is the best deck I can figure out for you at the specific moment. Although I believe that if you really wanna have success in this game and really stick to one deck, because that's the most important thing, it would be something a little bit more safe in the meta. For example, Giant Sparky with Mini P.E.K.K.A was what I had in mind, but I didn't know if you had the resources to upgrade that deck. In future, maybe for another video or when we start coaching together, we can talk about that. But I believe with your levels and your resources right now, this is the best possible deck for you to play in Trophy Road, so you can play and unlock ladder, unlock ranked. So this is a 3.8 average elixir Mega Knight Prince spam deck. This is a very aggressive type of deck. This is expensive to say the least, because 3.8 is usually above average, but the way it's getting played is usually aggressive in single. Now, it's not aggressive in a way where you spam at the bridge every single time. It depends on the matchup we're facing. I'm gonna tell you some very general tips and tricks once we get into the match. Of course, I wanna tell you some substitutes for this deck. I saw you were using this deck with bats instead of the Goblin Gang. I don't really agree with that, because bats are one of the weakest cards in the game because of the Electro Spirit being everywhere and the Mother Witch and stuff. So I just prefer Goblin Gang for a better DPS and also helping you have a little bit more pressure. Now, in terms of what other cards you could play, is you could switch Goblin Gang for minions. That would be in case you're struggling against some balloons, some air decks, some Inferno Dragons, those type of cards. I would bring minions instead of the Goblin Gang. It's not such a big issue. Goblin Gang is in this deck to just have a little bit of a bait aspect together with the wall breakers, which are gonna be used to bait out some spells, and then you pressure with Goblin Gang. This deck requires a lot of split lane pressure, and the way you pressure is very specific in most matchups. Now, I'm not really gonna talk more. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into a match and start showcasing to you the deck. I'm playing a grand challenge here, so we can hopefully face good players. Alright, so when you're heading into a match, what I like to do as my best starting play would be splitting wall breakers in the back. It forces out stuff, it cycles you to your Evo, it's always gonna be a safe play to do. Now we're probably facing a hyper bait deck. Now if he wasn't gonna go for his Skeleton army, I would go Goblin Gang on the boost, but because he spent the Skeleton army, it's pretty safe for me to go for Mega Knight, since he's gonna counter the remaining skeletons as well. Now I'm gonna go for my Queen up high to start DPSing down that Skelly King and kill it on his side, so we can force out a lot of elixir. And now I'm gonna pop my ability, simply killing everything, and just because his Skeleton army and Skeleton King is out of cycle, I feel like he's gonna have a little bit of a trouble defending this. And we might get to another Queen ability. That would be awesome if we do. Okay, doesn't seem like it, but that's fine. We get a lot of damage on the tower, and that's a very nice start. Now, when I'm countering Bush or Goblin Barrels, what I like to do is place my Goblin Gang like that, because it surrounds the tower and it doesn't really get spell value, because if he goes for a pre-log, he won't hit the Spear Goblins behind my tower. So that's a pretty good way to do that. Now, instead of zapping, I will go for my Wall Breakers, which is also 2 elixir, but will force out something offensively. So that's a very smart trick there. Kiting with wall breakers is something you should learn, and it takes time, but once you learn it, you're gonna see how much it's gonna help you with this deck, because it's one of the most important things. Kiting back units, kiting to the other side would be the most important thing to do with a deck like this. He might protect his Skeleton army with the Skeleton King. I wouldn't be surprised. That's what they always do. Hyper Bait is one of the best decks in the game, and it's getting played in a very aggressive, spammy way, annoying sometimes. The Goblin Gang is very nice because it's gonna kill the Goblin Gang before the Dart Goblin before it kills our Mega Knight, and I don't know if he can really stop those wall breakers. Like, even if he goes for vines, I feel like the wall breakers are gonna connect on the tower. Okay, we do get some Goblin Gang damage, not really wall breakers, but that's still very nice for us. I'm gonna go for my Queen, and that's beautiful arrows. I wouldn't really go arrows if it wasn't for the Dart Goblin, but he gave us the value there, so why not? I'll support this because he spent a lot of elixir and his Keldon King is out of cycle. I'm gonna keep my zap at the ready to zap very nicely and quickly. Pop my Queen ability. Go for Mega Knight at the bridge because his Keldon King is once again out of cycle. And he's overspending, I feel like, on defense a lot. And I feel like right now we are gonna get the final jump and lock on his tower. Another reason which I really like this deck is it does really have a very bad matchup against those hyper bait decks which are everywhere right now, and it feels like they are the best deck in the meta and sometimes uncounterable. But with this deck you have actually very nice counters. You have the arrows for the Dark Goblins, for the Evo Skeleton army, you have the Zap, you have two small spells, you have the deploy of the Mega Knight to kill bushes or skelly barrels if needed. And you also have the Evo Wall Breakers, which you don't want to forget, they have splash damage when they are getting destroyed, which are gonna be very useful on defense sometimes. Evo Wall Breakers is basically your big spell in this deck. Because you don't have any big spells in this deck, Evo Wall Breakers are gonna give you that other spell in that deck that you need to finish off Electro Dragons or Baby Dragons or stuff that you wouldn't be able to kill otherwise. So make sure to utilize them if needed. It's basically your big spell in this deck because you don't have any. We're actually facing a very good guy right now. He has a number 51 finish in the world. So let's see how we do. So he goes for Hog first play. Hog usually is not very good to see. Depends on the variation, honestly. If it's Hog Firecracker, it's not gonna be that hard. But what they usually do is try and activate King Tower. So that's why I did push with my Queen there, so that I didn't let this happen. I'm pretty sure this guy would have gone for the King Tower activation if I didn't. And I would like to get my King Tower activated here. That would be very nice for the rest of the match. Definitely you should activate King Tower as soon as you see the Firecracker. As it seems, he has a Hog deck without the building because he has the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and he has the Cracker. That shouldn't be a very hard matchup. The Ice Golem is kind of annoying that because it kites our Mega Knights and everything, but having the King Tower activated and being with arrows in hand for his Firecracker, I don't feel too bad about this. These wall breakers, yeah, he cannot really stop them, because even if he went log, he didn't have skellies to fully kill them, so that was very nice. He placed our Earthquake on our tower, and now also a log. Okay, which means he is down some elixir after this Earthquake, so I'll go for my Queen in the back. There's no reason not to cycle Queen, because he doesn't have any big spell to kill it, so that's why I'm cycling it safely in the back. I went Bandit instead of Mega Knight there because I know that I am okay with taking damage on the left side for now. I don't really care if I take some damage right there. I'll go for Prince because he might go Mini P.E.K.K.A. And I'll go for my Evo Wall Breakers, which force out the Earthquake, which means I can go for my Goblin Gang and pressure him now that he doesn't have Log and Earthquake in hand. Alright, we do get one Spirit Goblin on the tower, not too bad. We have our Evo Mega Knight for the Hog. I'm gonna play it high, just in case he goes Firecracker, doesn't splash on the tower. And I'm definitely gonna go arrows there. I'm gonna wait a little bit, maybe hit something else. Go Queen up high. He might try and kite with Ice Golem, yeah. I'll go for Bandit plus Wall Breakers on this side. This is a very go-to push with this deck. He activated King Tower, which is well played on his end. And he goes for Ice Golem there, but we do get one connection with our Wall Breakers, which is very nice. Very nice ability right there. He goes for his upgrade, but I don't feel like that was a good Mini P.E.K.K.A. ability. He might go for Hog right there. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. He goes for his Evo Cracker. I'm definitely gonna go arrows there and Queen up high. Zap this. Split Wall Breakers. Try and get damage on both sides. That's why I played my Goblin a little bit too low, so that the log wouldn't hit everything if he tried to go pre-log. It's getting a little bit too close because it's hard to really stop the hogs flawlessly. What you should do is try and have already a unit down so you can finish off the hog with something else later. This guy plays the Firecracker in the back. You need to be careful to not get outcycled in this matchup, because it can be easy to get outcycled. They have way quicker cycle than yours. Okay, that was a very nice Mega Knight because it instantly killed his Mini P.E.K.K.A. And that was very nice wall breakers. The bandit's going everywhere. I'm gonna pressure with my Goblin Gang on this side. And he's kind of in a bad spot. He tries to play his Skellies, but it's late. I'm gonna play my Zap. He might go Hog, so I'm hovering my Mega Knight. Nice, played high so that the Cracker Evo won't splash my tower if he goes for it. Okay, the Evo Cracker kind of splashes the tower anyways, but that's fine because we killed her. Queen behind this, that's very nice. Okay, I'm gonna go for my Bandit right there, click my ability, go wall breakers this side, split lane pressure is everything with this deck as we said. Alright, I'm gonna go for my Zap there, insta kill those Kellys, and I'm gonna go Bandit low. And I feel like with one more set of arrows we should be chilling. He doesn't have login cycle, he has to go Earthquake. I'm gonna quickly Zap there, maybe get a sneaky Bandit connection, and we do get the win. That was very nice. We do get a very nice win. I would say this matchup is kind of 50-50, maybe slightly towards our end because we have the arrows, but it could get worse because if you face a good player, they will constantly kite your units with Ice Golem, even activate King Tower as this guy did, and make things very very hard for you to break through. The Hog is really not gonna be countered unless you have Prince plus something else to counter it, or you're playing more than 2 units. But then you're overcommitting and you're not getting as much pressure. So what I like to do is accept the damage in single. You're gonna take some Hog hits in single elixir. It's okay. When you have your Evo Mega Knight, you can simply play it on the Hog. If you're smart about it and he plays Hog on this opposite side, the side that you don't care, you can even not go for Mega Knight and just go for Bandit, go for something more chill and ignore that damage so you can start a big push and keep your Evo Mega Knight for a future Hog. That would be my advice. Now, in terms of pressuring, you should split lane even though this guy doesn't have any big spells. Now, how do you understand how you should split lane? Usually in a matchup like this, how I like to start my pushes is with Queen in the back. Versus every deck that doesn't have any big spell, I always like to start my Queen in the back, because what it gives me it gives me ground control. He doesn't really have any big spell to kill my Queen on my side. Earthquake Log won't do it. So if I play my Queen on the same side he wants to go with, he needs to change sides. So that automatically gives me a split lane counter push. And he cannot really erase the Queen from the map for a long time, and that makes him go opposite lane, and it creates a very nice counter push on both sides for me. So what I like to do is to go Prince Mega Knight one side, Queen Bandit, and split wall breakers down the middle, even split Goblin Gang later, and that's usually how I like to pressure against those matches. Now when they have a big spell, what I like to do is to cycle Mega Knight in the back if I don't need it on the defensive side. Let's say they're not playing pigs, for example, then I won't cycle my Mega Knight. But if I don't need it for something, and I'm playing against a Hog deck maybe, I keep my Prince for the Hog, I go Mega Knight in the back and I try to play my Queen at the bridge, and usually opposite lane, to force out stuff so that he doesn't get good spell value. It's important to not really give good spell value. I will cycle my bandit opposite lane. Baby Dragon usually means a heavy deck, so I'll be careful. I really need to be aggressive in single if that is the case. Fully countering the Baby Dragon with that very nice Goblin Gang placement. Now here I might just go Prince in the back because he wasted his Valk, he wasted his Mini P.E.K.K.A, and his Baby Dragon is out of cycle, and he's playing a beatdown deck as it seems, maybe Golem. I feel like it's Golem, and I feel like he's in a very bad spot because he overspent on defense and he also went for that, which means he was kind of at 0 elixir if he had to play that late. And if I click my ability here, I am probably gonna get half his tower or even his whole tower, and that's exactly how you're able to punish heavier decks in single. You understand they're overcommitting, they're cycling your heavy cards, you're pressuring the correct timings. I understood my Prince was basically on the map for 0 elixir since he killed the Valk and he didn't take any damage, and then I just pop Mega Knight in front. Very nice combination, Prince Mega Knight. Very few decks can stop that in single, and this guy messed up, so That was actually exactly what we needed, because in double elixir this matchup becomes a mess. It's not really gonna be fun. Let's see if he goes Zappies. Okay, I'm gonna try and arrow zap those really quick and try and see if I get a connection, because that would be very nice. We actually have both towers now, and the pump is also gone. Wow, that couldn't have gone better. He may be golems in the back, so I'll try and take the tower, finish it off, not having to deal with that later. And now, as long as we don't get 3 crowns, we will win the game. I'll try and utilize my wall breakers defensively, as I told you, or maybe to kite a unit. We will see. I'll play my prince in the back. I'll actually play them to kite back the units and buy me some time. That's actually what I like to do a lot of times with this deck. I will go up there, trying to finish off the units, and I'll also go for my arrows. Okay, he's stacking up a big push, it's getting kind of scary. I'm gonna try and go for Goblin Gang like this. Kite back with wall breakers once again. Make sure that the mini P.E.K.K.A gets kited backwards. Really, really important. And as long as we don't get 3 crowns here, we win the game, but it's easy and said that done. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we lose. Okay, that's how broken Golem is nowadays. Even with such a good start, you still might lose. Honestly, I might have made a mistake trying to defend. You should start pressuring when they are making a huge Golem push, because as you can see, it's impossible to defend. I just thought it would be enough time for us to stall the push. It was barely not enough by 3 seconds. It's okay. I mean, for me, the important thing is showcasing to you the deck. I don't even care if I win or lose. This is exactly how you should pressure in single. Let's also watch this so you can understand how the pressure was made. The only mistake I did, what you can take away from this match, is trying to defend. You should pressure when they're trying to make a huge Golem push with Prince opposite lane, Goblin Gang, stuff like that. So let's analyze this a little bit so you can understand his elixir situation as well. So I cycle my wall breakers. I don't really go into the baby dragon. I cycle bandit first. I force out his Valk, which is very nice, and I go Goblin Gang there. He goes for his Valk, and then I go Prince. Now this Prince is basically, for me, 0 elixir. And why do I say that? Because if we are counting the elixir we have on the board, I have the Prince and I almost have 6 elixir, and he has basically nothing, because the Valkyrie is gonna die to the Prince, and he has 9. So I'm basically up 3 elixir out of this situation, if you really wanna count it that way. And that's why I go for my Mega Knight in front here. I realize that I'm up 3 elixir, he's playing a heavy deck, so he probably doesn't have the best responses against this. I could have zapped the mini P.E.K.K.A so that the Mega Knight killed that quicker, but it seems that it doesn't even matter. And I understand that when he plays his healer, he's at 0 elixir, because if he had more elixir, he would have played it earlier to not take the damage on the tower. And that's why this queen is super nice, because it takes his whole tower down. And I mean, after that, the pressure was really nice with Prince, takes the tower, kills the pump. Everything was super nice. It's just about the hero mini P.E.K.K.A, honestly. It can get really, really rough behind the Golem push. But I'm satisfied with this, because I really wanted to showcase to you how to pressure against that deck. I was hoping we could face a deck like this. Alright. So, this guy goes for Baby Dragon at the bridge. Okay. I just went for a very nice bandit, which tanked the Baby Dragon a little bit and also gave me damage on the tower. I will go wall breakers like this and then go Goblin Gang. Slightly misplaced, but still does the job. And we're facing Golem again. Alright. I mean, this guy plays it a little bit more weird. He goes for Golem kind of first play in single, which is something I don't really agree with. I didn't pressure because in single I can't defend Golem pushes. It's not impossible, and if I pressure and he has the correct cards he needs, I might get screwed. Honestly, the hero mini P.E.K.K.A needs to die. Okay, thankfully that thing dies. It's so scary. Alright, that was a pretty good defense, and now we have a nice counter push. I would like to protect my queen. I like to go for my prince like this. Oh, nice. It's also gonna tank the baby dragon. I like to do it right there where it jumps, because it's harder for the opponents to kill most of the time. I'll click my ability, and I think that should be towered down if I'm not mistaken. Queen gets 4 shots and the tower is down. That's very beautiful. I feel like this guy is playing a different golem deck. I think he has Elixir Collector as well, but I might be mistaken. He has Skeleton Dragons. Okay, I'll try and surround this ghost. Kind of. There's a little bit of a better way to surround. I just didn't get it there. Now, pro tip. If you play your wall breakers there, they will both connect on the tower. So if you let them go, both would connect. That's a pretty good tip for you. I'll go Prince because he might go Golem, and now it's our time to pressure. We won't make the same mistake as previous match. You definitely have to pressure against this type of decks. Super important. Not let them build a huge push. That's a very nice ability there. Killing half the ghost and getting damage in the tower. Now we'll go Goblin Gang like this, and I'll play my Evo Mega Knight, even though I probably will ignore my tower. I just want to not get 3 crowned and rolled by a huge golem push. I might even defend my tower. Okay, scratch that. He has lightning. I'm not defending my tower. I'm gonna go for Queen just to not get 3 crowned and start DPSing down the golem. And he also used the lightning, so that's a pretty safe Queen to use right there. Wall breakers behind this is very nice, because I don't think he has a nice counter for them besides Bar Barrel, which he just used, and that's a very nice connection. It will be hard getting the last damage, to be honest, because this guy has lightning as well, and I don't really want to go Queen. What I will do is go Mega Knight Goblin Gang on the pocket, maybe have a Mega Knight Splash or cause some trouble, and then I can go Wall Breakers behind this, and having the Mega Knight tank, they might connect, and they do, and that was a very nice win. I was getting kind of anxious. He might do a huge golem push, and I wouldn't be able to defend that, to be honest, because when you try and kill the air units with Queen, they just lightning everything. So it comes down to getting that quick pressure on and pressuring while they go golem. I was a little bit better played. Honestly, the other deck we faced is a little bit more popular. You might face this more often. And I find this being harder because of the Elixir Collector, and the Vines can be more annoying, even the Zappies sometimes. Because even if you go Arrow Zap, which by the way kills the Zappies, it's an overcommitment by 1 Elixir, so you might not be able to do that every single time. I would say we played that really nicely. Let's head into the next months. Alright, we're facing a guy with a decent finish. Let's see what he plays. When I see Dagger Duchess, I'm thinking about Giant, maybe Giant Double Prince, or Giant Sparky. Hopefully, not hopefully, usually, an aggressive style Giant deck. Okay, could be both. See if he goes for Rage or something. Okay, I will go Wall Breakers this side. He goes Bomber. I feel like he's Giant with Dark Prince and stuff. I feel that's what he's playing. He goes Dark Prince there, and he goes into me with his Giant. Okay, that's a pretty aggressive play. I'll poke my Queen ability, make sure it doesn't take any damage from the Bomber. And that's a pretty healthy counter push, and I don't think he has Mini P.E.K.K.A back in cycle just yet. He needs one more card. Scratch that, I didn't count cycle correctly. Honestly, that's fine, because I'll pop my ability here. Okay, I forced out the Zap, that's not too bad. I'm gonna pressure with Wall Breakers because his Dagger Duchess is kind of low. And Goblin Gang here might not be the best, because I think he has Bomber back in cycle. Yeah, he does have Bomber, at least it dies. And we're fine for now. It's gonna get a little bit harder as the match progresses. I would like to know his big spell, because if it's Fireball, it's gonna be way more winnable, because he won't be able to kill our Queens unless he has Fireball plus Evo Zap, which I think, by the way, it's his next Zap. So here I'm gonna play a little bit more reactive. Like when I have this hand, I had my Queen, my Arrows, my Prince and my Mega Knight. I like to be a little bit more reactive with my plays. I will go for my Evo Mega Knight. punch back his Giant. Also go for Mind Bandit, trying to dance on his Mini P.E.K.K.A. And that's very nice job. We forced out the Fireball opposite lane, that's huge, because now that means I can go Prince and I also go Goblin Gang high, just to make sure I'm applying split lane pressure. And I think this guy is toasted, yeah. I mean, we applied nice pressure, but he also went so aggressive that we had such a nice counter push afterwards. He spent all of his spells there, his Evo's up, everything, so that's why I'm going in like that at the bridge. I'm definitely gonna go Zap right there in Goblin Gang opposite lane, keeping up the pressure, go for the Queen ability. He has to go Bomber that side, so that's why I'm pressuring with Wall Breakers this side. And as you can see, we have him at constant pressure, getting damage both sides. I don't even have to go for Prince there, I can just go Bandit. And I'll set up with the Prince opposite lane, we're up Elixir, that's why I'm keep placing cards and being aggressive, not really keeping the Prince for defense or something. We don't really need it at that point. Okay, he goes for his Giant, that's interesting. That's a pretty bad Fireball because it's not really gonna result in anything. And that's also a pretty bad Mini P.E.K.K.A. I'm gonna use my Wall Breakers up high to kite the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and then I'm gonna go for a late Bandit, trying to kill that. He does one shot the Mini P.E.K.K.A, doesn't matter too much though. I'll definitely go Arrows there because he will kill the Bomber and maybe gets a sneaky connection on the tower. Nice, he does get a sneaky connection and that would be GG's. Honestly, this matchup can go either way, it depends on the spells they have. If they have Lightning, it's definitely their matchup. You should play a little bit more smart your Queens, not let him hit anything besides Queen with the Lightning, so place her up high and then pop ability. Now if it's the Fireball variation, as long as the Evo's up is not in cycle, he cannot really kill the Queen, so don't be afraid. Fireball plus Zap plus Rage won't kill it, only Fireball plus Evo's up. So as long as that is in cycle, you should be chilling. When they have the Hero Giant though, I want to tell you something because I don't want you to get screwed over. If they have the Hero Giant, you need to be a little bit more careful with placing your Mega Knight, because if they go for Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A and Giant Hero in single Elixir and you go Mega Knight, they very easily might go for the Giant ability and then straight up 3-crown you. So you need to be more smart. When they have Hero Giant, you need to space out the Mini P.E.K.K.A from the Giant, go Queen down the middle or Goblin Gang and trying to kill the Mini P.E.K.K.A first and then kill the Giant from a distance, because if you try and go Mega Knight, they might straight up use ability and then your Mega Knight is yeeted towards the other side. So that's pretty much it. I would say that's pretty much it about today's video. I really want you to tell me if you have any questions about what we said today, about what I analyzed, about the deck overall. I feel like it's a very good deck for you to push with. It does have some negatives. It has some very nice positives as well in terms of pressuring. This is a very aggressive style deck, so don't expect it to get crazy defenses going, but the pressure you can apply with this deck is like no other in this game. It's very nice if you know how to play it, and it will definitely take you where you want to unlock the ranked. I hope you enjoyed. Anything you want to ask me, you can always contact me on Discord. Have a nice day.